and welcome to Malaysia as we head into the all-important qualifying session. The drivers are raring to go and we're just waiting for the lights to go green to signify the start of the qualifying hour. Last year we saw a wonderful race here in Malaysia and I'm expecting another fascinating weekend to come here in Kuala Lumpur.
Well, there are at least 3 or 4 other drivers that could be strong contenders for a front row start tomorrow, so it's difficult to predict who will come out on top, but it's certainly going to be an exciting qualifying session today.
So here we are for our career mode part 2 on the Malaysia circuit, and we are now on the qualifying session, loading our setup, and now we go straight through to qualifying lap. So here we are before the lap starts, now opening the DRS, and we actually have met our first qualifying lap, which is almost 1:14 dead, but it won't be enough, I guess, for a good final position. So we are through for our second qualifying lap, and now we are approaching turn 3, putting it to starter mix. We don't want our engine to overheat, kissing the apexes nicely, and now we are through this section of corners. Down in 5th gear, and we actually ran a little bit wide there, but no harm done, I think. Now through this double left-hander, down in 4th gear, and we actually ran a little bit wide again, but not over the curves, so no track extending there, thankfully. Slight lockout through this turn, and at the moment Ricardo has the fastest lap, but let's see if we are fast enough to pass him, at least improve our time. So far it is a pretty clean lap, I have to say, I think. But now through this back straight, opening the DRS and putting it to ridge mix again. So Rosberg has set the fastest lap, 1:37, but it's too far ahead for us. Now heading through this last turn, open the DRS for the final straight, and we end up on 4th position at the moment, 1:39.8. So let's see where do we end up, and it's actually 8th position, so okay, I will take that. We are on the paid position, and anyway, we'll see how the race will start. But let's head on to the race.
Good afternoon and welcome from Sepang, where the cars and drivers are getting ready to start the Malaysia Grand Prix. It was a blistering lap time from Lewis Hamilton in qualifying yesterday. If he gets a clean start away from the grid today, he might be untouchable.
He has clean air in front of him, so we'll be hoping he can create a gap over the first few laps. If the cars in 2nd and 3rd can keep close until the first round of pit stops, then they may be able to take advantage on the undercut.
Felipe Massa looks to have the edge over Valtteri Bottas this weekend. He'll be hoping to cement that by finishing ahead of his teammate in today's race.
Felipe has been looking quick this weekend, and if he can carry that into today's race, he could be on for a good result. As for Valtteri, he wasn't looking comfortable with his setup yesterday, and we'll hope it works better for him over the long stints today.
So here we are on the starting grid for the Malaysian Grand Prix, and away we go, and as usual we got a very poor start. Bottas flies past us, and there's a Red Bull behind us, but we maintain. Oh, Hulkenberg dive bomb us from this side, and we are now on position 10. So now Fiat from the inside, but he has no traction. We got the racing line, and we are on position 10 now, so not the best start, but we'll try to dive bomb a guy or two there. Yes, we actually dive bomb a lot of guys. Let's see with Ricardo there, but we didn't pass him the replay here. You can see we dive bombed from the side of Perez, but we touched a little bit. You can see from his camera he didn't wait us, he didn't expect us to turn on him, but Now cutting on to the end of the first lap. Bottas is side by side with us. We had the sideline at the moment, so we gave him the position and he got a very poor exit. He actually lost 9th position, and now cutting on to the end of the third lap. Now Hulkenberg is behind us and he's got the DRS. He will fly past us. We have nothing to defend with this Honda engine, and also Bottas is behind us, but thankfully his top speed wasn't good enough on that time. And now we try to make the switch back from the outside, but it's no work, so that's another lost position for us, and we are now down on 9th position. We'll try not to let Hulkenberg go away. We try maybe from this side, but it's no work. And now Hulkenberg got away, as you can see on the end of lap 4. Now Bottas got the DRS, we got DRS too, but it's no help. We go from the switch packet. It's nice defending there, so we got the position back. Bottas must have been frustrated there. But now, cutting on through the end of the 6th lap, our tires have actually gone off like a cliff on the last 2 laps. But now Bottas flies past us. We have nothing to defend. Now Caviar from this side. Let's see if we can defend there. We actually got a slightly better traction, so we maintain 10th position for the moment. But now cutting on to the end of that lap, we actually head on to the pits because our tires were so bad at this stage. We were losing literally 2 seconds from the guys ahead every lap. So we are actually going from the prime tires to see if it's a better race tire than the option tires. And we actually rejoined on the last position. Maldonado was on 20th position and we are now behind him. But now cutting on to 10th, to the lap 10, and the guys ahead have pitted. So we are actually back on position 10. But on the end of the last lap, Bottas again, who is out on the pitch, is now again ahead of us. We tried to dive from the side and it worked. I think he got a very poor traction out of the corner, and as you can see from his onboard camera here, with his powerful Mercedes engine, he hadn't played well defense there and he actually ran wide, and as you can see he addressed it like here. So now on the end of lap 10, now on the lap 11, you can see another 2 guys have pitted it. We actually ran on position 8, so it's not that bad, actually. But now on the end of that lap, Bottas flies past us again, and I think he's going to defend well now. Yes, he is. We got the DRS, but it's no work. We already got a slightly worn tire. And now Hulkenberg is going flies past us, and through we got the DRS is no work. We tried to dive from the side. We made a slight lock up and we actually touched, but no harm done, I hope. No any penalties there. But on the next lap, again Hulkenberg, and again we try to drive from the side, but we make slight contact. We try the switchback, but it's no work with those 1 prime tires. So on lap 15 we have nothing to defend from the guys behind us. Look at them all with their top speed. Grosjean and Fiat tried to, we crashed into 2 guys there, and Grosjean from the outside passed us. So in the moment we ran side by side with Fiat, and Carl Sainz Jr. is behind us. So all those 2 guys, we tried to dive bomb from the side of all of them. And let's see, we still ran side by side, but got the better traction, so we maintain position 11 at the moment. And at the end of lap 16, you can see, oh my god, Sainz from the outside and Kvyat on his Red Bull. Kvyat got a very great run. We make the switchback from the side and oh my god, we actually made contact with, I think it was Sainz. So as you can see of this very beautiful replay, we make the switchback, but we broke up slightly and oh my god, the Red Bull guys have crashed each other, and I guess it's my fault. But anyway, on the end of lap 17 we head down to what must be our last pit stop for the prime tires, but you can see on my hair why they put me the option tires and they hold me up. They hold me up for about 3 seconds, so I have no words. This is disastrous. They put me the option tires to run for 10 whole laps and we lost 3 whole seconds. So we now run on position 10. We actually got the cars ahead. We are on the faster tire and we dive bomb Grosjean from the side. He left the door open, so it's moved on for us. And now later on we run on Hulkeberg. We'll try to go from this side. Obviously on the faster tire we have much better traction than them, and we got the DRS, so it's moved on. But now on the end of lap 23 we go for our now last pit stop for again a new set of option tires. So this race is pretty much, I don't really know. Our strategists fucked this up. I went from the prime tires, I have no idea what they were thinking, they put me the option tires, but anyway, now the pit stop is a little bit better, 2.3. So, oh my goodness, we joined on 16th position. That is no good news, but anyway, on lap 25 we got at the back of Maldonado again. He's holding us like a treat there. We're losing many positions, but now we are going to put this on the end. We make the switch back from the inside. It's moved on and we got the RS2. So we are now catching into Ericsson on this back straight, heading now to the end of lap 25. You can see I almost got more than half a second there. But now we got the DRS, we got the slipstream. Even with this underpowered engine, we go from the inside. It must be an easy move. Yes, it is. So we made a slight lockup, but no harm done. And now on the end of lap 26, you can see a small train there with our teammate Jason Button and Sergio Perez. Button has a good run with the RS on the one prime tires, and we make the switch back. Oh my goodness, yes, we ran side by side there through this turn with Perez, but I think it's moved on. Let's see a replay of that. So you can see we ran from the outside and we almost tapped into the back of Button, but we didn't, and we ran very cleanly there. So I think it was a very nice move. Anyway, now later on that lap, on the sector we got a much better traction than Sainz, and we go the inside through this left-hander. Nice, it's moved on, so we're now in position 11, but that unfortunately wasn't enough for us to catch Kvyat for the points paid position, and we finished in 11th position. So our second pit stop really killed us. We lost 3 seconds on the pit box, and I don't know about the race pace we lost with the double option stint. Anyway, we finished in 11th positions. Not my favorite track either way, but we had the chance of finishing
Keeping his feet on the ground,
this
he knows
on the
that every
points.
point counts, and that he's off to a great
Whatever
start.
the car performance is, you know, McLaren Honda is pretty slow, especially on tracks like this with 2 backstretch. But anyway, that's the episode. I hope you like it, and see you guys on the next one on China.